arrived, and you wouldn't know it by the weather. Boy, it is cold. We got a strong north wind, about 40 miles an hour, so anything hit up in the air today is going to be a real adventure. Austin Turbin in left field for the Trevians. Over in center is Gavin Sharp. And in right field is Mike Wertheimer. We've got Chris Harang at third. Mark Mazzoni at short. Brett Sortol at second. And Zach Martin over at first. And the battery today, John Shantz pitching. And Dusty Napoleon catching. Glad to have you with us for our games. We start the playoffs. There was a 4-year stretch, 1997 to 2000, where the Trevians made it downstate 4 years in a row. They made it to the Sweet 16 last year before losing to Glenbard West. And we're ready to get underway. First pitch by Chance. A little bit low, ball. Oh, stepped out of the box. That's a strike. You cannot step out of the box. So it is 1-1 now, the count. Pitch on the way. Strike on the outside corner. Trevians ranked number 1 in the regional and number 1 in the Chicago area. Coming in with a record of 31-3. That's a strikeout. And there's one down. So, one away. Top half of the first inning just underway in this one as the playoffs begin. New Trier hosting one of the 4 regionals that feeds the Niles West sectional. 4-3 on the putout, 2 down. So it'll be New Trier, the New Trier regional, the Glenbrook North regional, and then the Evanston and Maine South regionals. Feeding to Niles West, and the Niles West sectional feeding to the Evanston super sectional. Strike. Strike 2. Strike 3. And a quick 1-2-3 inning. In the inning for Amundsen. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. 2 strikeouts for Shantz. And it is a wee bit chilly. Some of the huddled masses here today. Here's Mark Mazzoni to lead it off. Hard to believe it's the last day in May and it's this cold. Out of pitch on the way. That's a ball. Got a strong north wind. Had severe weather pass through here. Had to start the game a little bit later. Let the field dry out a little bit. Strong wind like this, it'll do it in a hurry. Pitch is low ball. Bounce into the dirt. Mazzoni leading it off. Outside low ball. Trevians back to their standard lineup. And that's a ball. So Mazzoni draws the walk. And here's Gavin Sharp. Gavin, heading to Miami of Ohio. There goes the runner. There's the throw, and it won't be in time. Stolen base for Mazzoni. Someone at second. Gavin hit by a pitch. And here's Mike Wertheimer. Everyone knows it's windy. Now the pitch inside the ball. Outside the ball. Yeah, we have a couple of games over, and well, you wouldn't believe some of these scores. Stevenson over North Chicago. $34-0. Mount Carmel over DuSable, 30-0. Already 3 stolen bases for the Trevians. And we're still on the top of the bottom of the first with Noel. First 2 batters reach base safely by a gift from Amundsen. And ball 4 for 3 batters. And here's Chris Orang. And out to have a word with the pitcher. You talk too much, you worry me to death. You talk too much, you... Actually, I found out that this coach for Amundsen, old friend of one of the former teachers at New Trier. I shouldn't say old friend. Longtime friend. One of the teachers at New Trier, former teacher, recently retired. Coach Gart. There's a pitch low ball. Yeah, sits there. Catcher didn't know where it went. Nobody going to advance on that one. Bases loaded, nobody out. If anyone could probably pop one out of here with the strength, it would be Chris Orang. Except that he's a right-handed batter, and I don't think anything's going to go out of here on the left-hand side. On the right-hand, left-hand side. There's a ground out. The run scores. The Trevians have 1 run on no hits. Here's Austin Turbin. Now the wind and the pitch. I'm talking to some of the public league coaches, and they were saying about the fastest pitcher in the Catholic League, in the public league this year. And Austin Turbin's hit by a pitch. And here's Zach Martin. Boy, if anyone's going to be scared of the potential of getting hit by a pitch after seeing 2 of his teammates get hit, it's got to be Zach Martin. He got hit something like 7 or 8 times last year. As a 55-footer bounces in. That was almost a 50-footer. Anyway, they were saying that the fastest pitcher in the public league might be about 83 or 84. So New Trier, all 3 of their pitchers in roughly probably about 3 miles an hour faster for their fastball, maybe a little bit more even than that. There's a hot shot. Knocked down. Everybody's safe. And an error. And Zach Martin on, and yet another run. And the bases remain loaded for Dusty Napoleon. So Dusty Napoleon bats with the bases loaded. And one out. 2 runs in now.
Hey, drive the baseball, guys.
Now the pitch, high fly ball, center fielder having trouble with the wind, can't get to it. Nope. And we're going to send 2 runners home. Yet another error, second error of the ball game. And Russell Rob Russell, the batter. Mike Logan running over at first base for Napoleon. That's a ball. That gets away, wild pitch, but also give Logan the stolen base, because he was off anyway. There's a strike. To Russell. Brett Sortle on deck. Adds outside the ball. So the Trevians 5 runs on no hits. That's a ball. There goes the runner. Yet another stolen base. As Russell is walked. And here's Brett Sortle. So Brett Sortle wets. Pitch is low, a ball. Trevians 5 runs on no hits. And 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. That's low ball. Well, if the Trevians win this one, they will play Lane Tech. There goes the runner. And without a throw, stolen base. Now that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stolen bases here in the inning. Foul ball back to the screen. So the 2 big time routes, 34-0 and 30-0 today. I'd be a little angry at the winning coaches, I would think. And that one goes back to the fence. Everybody sort of stood there. And a triple for Sortle. First hit of the ball game. Trevians didn't actually heat it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runs in now. Ball goes back to the screen, pass ball, and there's the 8th run of the ball game. The Trevians, they're almost at the rout now here in the first inning. There's a strike to Mazzoni. Nobody on. Still only 1 out. And 8 runs already home. Now the pitch. Going away a ball. Now Mazzoni sends off a windshield whacker off to the right. Between 1999 and 2000, there's a high pop-up foul, and that's going to be blown into the parking lot. Windshield whacker just missed a car with a couple of people in it. Over the 1999-2000 season, New Trier went 15 for 16. There's a fly ball tracked down out in center field. That's 2 out. Here's Gavin Sharp. That ball bounces in the dirt. Ball. They have full gale warnings out on the lake today with this wind kicking up 8 to 10 foot swells. That's high ball. And a little inside. 2 out. 8 runs on 1 hit for the Trevs. Bounces in the dirt, a ball. And there are his brothers, Matt and James. Matt playing for UCLA. Just finished the season. And here's Mike Wertheimer. There goes Sharp, a little fly ball. Everybody on the run, the wind going to blow that one foul. There it goes again, outside the ball, and another stolen base here. 7 in the inning. Wow. Now the pitch in the dirt, the ball gets away, and trotting on over to third is Gavin Sharp. Wertheimer walked his first time up here in the first inning. This is the 12th man to bat in the inning. Ground ball. Shortstop has it. The throw in time. And that finally takes care of that. But now before 8 runs came across. And the Trevians lead by a bunch at the end of 1. We'll be back with more in just a moment here on the network. The second inning. John Schatz on the mound. We got a couple of more scores in now. Pitches low, a ball. In the Niles West sectionals here, and Notre Dame 18 and Von Steuben 1. Maine South 16 and Northside Prep 1. Niles West 11 and Lakeview 1. And Evanston squeaked past Gordon Tech 5-4. It's Glenbrook North 8 and Loyola 5. Glenbrook South 12 and Niles North 2. And Lane Tech has beaten Mather 10-2. There's a foul ball. Windshield whacker. The public league teams are obviously not ready to play out in the suburbs here. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 public league teams were routed. That is that they lost by 10 or more runs. A little pop-up. taken by Wertheimer. Route number 1. And 3 of them by other public league teams. There's a ground ball. Mazzoni has it. The long throw and plenty of time. 6-3 on the put out. 2 down. And the route is on here. There have been 11 suburban routes. In addition, so far, there have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 public league forfeits. Teams that didn't show up. Corliss, one of the city teams, showed up, but then had an injured player and only had 8 players left. And he stepped out of the box, strike 3, and that takes care of that. 3 up, 3 down. New pitcher on the mound. And here's Chris Harang. Harang leads it off. Low ball. Harang grounded out. Second to first. Ball bounces in, a ball. The huddled masses today. There's a line shot base hit. Single for Harang, and here's Austin Turbin. Austin, hit by a pitch, his first time up. A 25, 30-mile-an-hour wind blowing in. Hot shot, knocked down, out at first, not in time to second. Scored that as a fielder's choice. And here is Zach Martin. Zach safe on an error his first time up. Way high ball. Not much of a motion. That's really a case of all arm here. The Amundsen pitcher. Straight. Up the middle, base hit. And trotting home is Harang with the 9th run of the ball game for the Trevians. And here's Dusty Napoleon. There goes Martin. There's a strike. There's the throw. Not in time. And the 8th stolen base of the ball game for the Trevians. That's going to do wonders for their number. That talked about the 1999-2000 run for New Trier. They were downstate 15 through the playoffs, 15-16 those 2 years. 1999, Matt Loddick set an all-time record for most hits ever in the 3-game downstate series, the quarters, semis, and championship. They literally couldn't get him out on the championship day, and St. Charles ended up intentionally walking him to keep him from hurting him again. There's a foul ball out of play, strike. Sharp, Gavin's older brother, played on that team. Kevin Rogers, brother, played on that team. There's a line shot caught. Throw over, not in time. And they're 2 out. And here is Rob Russell. That's a ball. Whoa, did he let loose that one? I think that's a wild pitch. And Zach Martin all the way over to third. That's a pitch inside a ball. And ball 4. Rob Russell has drawn the walk. Here's Brett Sortle. He tripled last time up. And there goes Russell. Yet another double steal, and that's going to work to perfection. And got away. Russell over to third. Here's Brett Sortle, still batting. So Rob Russell on at third. And we're at the slaughter rule point here. This will be the 15th slaughter route rule if the score holds up for public league teams. They probably wanted all the city teams to play strike in the playoffs, thinking in terms of basketball. Boy, it has really hurt baseball. They're not ready to be out here in the suburbs, I don't think. There's a base hit. And yet another run scores. So Sortle 2 for 2 on the day. And here's Mazzoni batting for the third time in 2 innings. That's low ball. Ground ball, slow roller, shortstop, up with it, throws, in time, they'll call it that way. Anyway, in the inning over, but not before 3 more runs come across. And the Trevians have the route on, leading 11-0, and we'll be back with more. Well, some of our alumni, Luke Sunheim, Mike Duda, Terry Coughlin, Peter Elmer, Colin Rogers, played on that 97 team. Yes, some of the guys here today. Glad to have you with us. Trevians well in command of this one. There's strike 1. And we have a new pitcher in Ryan O'Rourke. Strike 2. Hard to believe, as cold as it is, that we're in the playoffs. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 away. There's a strike. I don't know what he was swinging at. Strike 2. Strike three. Two up, two down. We're in the third. Sharp, Wertheimer, and Harang scheduled to bat. Ball. Windshield whacker. Outside the ball. Temperatures hovering in the 50s, and with the wind blowing at 30 miles an hour, you can understand how cold it really is. It's pitch inside corner, strike three. Struck out the side. O'Rourke did in the third, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. There's Bobby Anderson. Playing baseball at Amherst, I understand. There goes the balloon. The way the wind's blowing, that'll be in Kankakee by probably an hour or so, and be in St. Louis by morning. There's a heavy wind blowing in. And you see just how strong it is blowing. And the third pitcher of the afternoon. Here's Gavin Sharp. And Gavin hit for a second time today. And here's Mike Wertheimer. And they're going to put in Logan. Start making some of these substitutions here. Here's Mike Wertheimer. That's a ball in the dirt. Off goes Logan. Now the pitch. Here's a strike. In the dirt, a ball. Squibber, foul. Nice fielding and play by Coach Devlin. Down the line. There's a scoop and drops in for the base hit. And here's Chris Harang, assuming. It is Harang. Here's a strike. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. There's a long fly ball. Wow, that's gone, but foul. As we said, if anyone's going to hit a home run in this wind, into this wind, it might be a Harang, but it's going to have to be a real rope to get out of here today. There's a high fly ball. Going to be an adventure. And the right fielder actually caught it. As we said, an adventure. So, score that as actually as a sacrifice fly, because that's what he was trying to do, get it to right field. So, with one out, runner on at first. Austin Turbin, ground ball. Over to second out, over to first not in time, fielder's choice. And John Mandel going to bat for Martin. And John hits a foul ball. And another foul ball. Third inning. And the route on 12-0. Side of the ball. Problem that Amundsen has is not only are they having troubles, but they only have 11 players. There's really nobody you can bring in. And now Mandel hit by a pitch. That's the third one today. So Turbin at second. Mandel at first, and here's Brad Shapiro. And Shapiro with a base hit. And Turbin trots home. And Rogers running for Shapiro. Here's Rob Russell to the strike. And a ball to Rob Russell. There's a scoop to right field. Wind gets a hold of it, takes it foul. That's a ball to Russell. Third inning. My scorecard's getting a little interesting here with all the names and substitutions going on for the Trevians. Here's a little squibber. Knocked down. No, couldn't get to it. Base hit. And Mandel trots home with yet another run. And here's Hines. Batting for Sortle. There's a strike. Go Hines. Out towards center. Center fielder takes it for the out. And that ends that. We'll be back with more in a moment. Some of the huddled masses here today. It is a cold one. And a windy one. You know, I'm thinking about all these routes today. And there were 15 against public league teams. and 11 in suburban, all suburban routes. And I wonder how much of that was field position. That is, if the field was in such a way that the wind was blowing out, and make a big difference. Strike. That's the ball. Swing and a ground ball, slow roller. Throw on over, 6-3 on a put out. One down. So Ryan O'Rourke and John Schatz cruising along here in the fourth inning. Strike. Strike two. There's a ground ball, or line shot rather, taken by Kevin Rogers, now playing third. Got a whole new infield out there. Infield is Rogers, Hickey, Hines, and Mandel now. And the outfield, Profita, Logan, and Mike Wertheimer. He's the only one of the original ones. Original players still left out there on the field. There's Logan in center. Ball bounces in. Profita in left. And the whole new infield. We also have a new catcher, so long throw in time, 6-3 on the put out. Hickey to Mandel, and the inning over. And again, no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left for Amundsen. There are the Mather players watching this one. And here's Kevin Hickey to lead it off. Hickey batting for Mazzoni. And Hickey sends a fly ball. Center fielder. Now the wind got a hold of it a little bit. Moved it on over towards right center. Hickey is nonetheless an out. Here's Logan. Ball gets away. And there you see the Amundsen coach talking to his friend, former new Trier teacher, Wally Gart. That's a walk for Logan. Josh London batting. Here's a strike to Josh London. Fourth inning. Little squibber foul. That's a ball, gets away. But Logan will stay put. Swing and a miss, strike three. Here's Kevin Rogers. Two out. There goes the runner. He'll make it. There's brother Colin, played on the 97 team. Actually, the Sharps and the Rogers have something kind of unique. The oldest brothers played downstate. The middle brother played downstate, and the younger brother's playing on the team now, trying to make it downstate. That's a ball. And got away, and Logan trots on over to third. Kevin, slow ground ball. Bobbled, picked up. Throw in time. 4-3 on the putout. And we go to the fifth. We'll be back with more. Is the Metro Chicago Sports Network on Comcast and New Trier Lyceum. First pitch hitting, ground ball, foul. Rogers over at third. Ryan O'Rourke on the mound. Takes a strike. Strike two. Strike three. And that is the seventh strikeout for Trevian pitchers today. O'Rourke has 4, and Shantz in his 2 innings had 3. Foul ball back to the screen. Ground ball. Did that go off O'Rourke? I think it may have. Let's take a quick look at that again. Well, I'm not sure if this was just a slow roller or O'Rourke had it go off him. Let's see. No, just a slow roller. I thought it made a funny little spin move there. Maybe O'Rourke had touched it. So 2 out, down to the last out. Trevian's going for a perfect game, 5-inning no-hitter here. And see if the Trevians can get it. Pitch on the way, in the dirt, a ball. Well, the next game New Trier will have in the regionals, they'll take on Lane Tech. There's a strike. Strike 3, and the ball game is all over. And the Trevians, a perfect game, no hitter against Amundsen. And we'll be back in just a moment to wrap this one up. On their way in the playoffs. Final score on this one for the New Trier Trevians, 14 runs on 6 hits. They committed no errors in the field. A perfect game, no-hitter for John Shantz and Ryan O'Rourke. They struck out 8. And the Trevians, 14 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 10 stolen bases, 6 walks, 1 strikeout, 5 left on base, and 4 hit batsmen. So this is Mark Braun. Hope you've enjoyed this game. We're underway in the playoffs. Join us for the regional championship when the New Trier Trevians will take on Lane Tech. That's our next baseball game here on the network. And for all of us, hope you've enjoyed this one. Final score again, 14-0. The Trevians, and yet another slaughter rule that makes 15. Or is that 16? Wait a minute. Let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 slaughter rule games by that teams from the city were routed by 10 or more runs. So this is Mark Braun. Hope you enjoyed this one. And we say, as always,